that the first you heard of it?
Terence Crawford, great fighter. I like very huge respect to him, and I think so. He's the best pound for pound fighter. But if he will move up, like he can beat Canelo.
You think so?
Yeah. But I don't know how he will be comfortable.
Terence Crawford has once again been cautioned as his fight with Canelo Alvarez becomes increasingly realistic. More and more boxing professionals are doing everything they can to prevent the matchup, viewing it as a risky endeavor for Crawford, venturing into a battle that isn't his to fight, against an opponent far outside his typical weight class. However, as in past situations, they can only hope he heeds their advice. The former undisputed world welterweight champion is determined to take on the challenge, pushing himself to prove himself as one of the greatest fighters of this generation.
For a pay-per-view to watch it.
Is the skill level of Crawford equalize the weight, in your opinion?
I think if they fought, they'd obviously be the same weight, would they not? So, yeah, so...
Tyson Fury may not be the best person to advise Terence Crawford right now, especially after his recent loss to a fighter weighing about 50 pounds less than him just a few weeks ago. However, Fury has shared some warnings for Crawford, speaking to TNT Sports Boxing. The former two-time world heavyweight champion acknowledged that weight was a crucial factor in that contest, giving Crawford a better shot against Canelo had they faced off in a lower division years ago. But with the fight likely taking place at super middleweight, where Canelo would undoubtedly dominate, Fury backs Alvarez. In this hypothetical matchup between Crawford and Alvarez, a fight in different weight categories would present a challenging scenario. At 168 pounds, Fury leans towards Canelo, while at 140 pounds, he sides with Crawford. Ultimately, Fury gives the edge to Canelo.
Crawford going from 47 to 68.
Maybe he would bring Canelo down to 60 or 54 or something, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know.
You have a favorite?
Canelo has firmly ruled out dropping any weight, aligning with Bud's ambition to push himself to the limit by moving up to 168 pounds, 14 liters more than his last fight. While the possibility of the fight happening remains uncertain, with Crawford more eager, the Mexican acknowledges that he would consider it for the right price. The significant weight disparity has sparked debate within the boxing community, and Mike Tyson shares this perspective.
Who knows? That smile's telling me something else, bro. I think it might be on the line, no? I'm just saying, man. We can't say it's not going to happen. We can't say that it is.
I don't like that fight, Tyson explained on the Come and Talk to Me podcast on September 20th. It's too much weight for Crawford. He had a tough fight with his last opponent, Israel Madrimov, because he was big and really awkward. Tyson makes a valid point. Crawford had one of his toughest fights to date against Madrimov, who was undefeated before their encounter. Despite being 5'8", taller than Canelo, Crawford has a wiry frame and would likely sacrifice mass and strength when competing in heavier weight divisions. However, Crawford believes he knows what's best for his body.
What do you think about Terence Crawford calling out Canelo?
You know, I don't like that fight.
Why not?
I don't like that fight. It's just too much weight, you know, and
I think the key is knowing when it's the right time for your body to move up in weight the healthy way, Crawford told Yahoo Sports before fighting Madoff. I moved up because I wanted to challenge myself against the best in the division. No one can rival the ambition of a professional fighter, and Crawford may soon have the opportunity to pursue all-time greatness against Canelo. The weight disparity will only strengthen his legacy with a victory. End of...
He had a close fight with the last guy he fought, Terence, because this guy was big and he was awkward. He was really awkward. He shouldn't have fought that guy. Right. Should have fought a guy that would just come straight at him. The guy was too awkward.
He's herky-jerky.
Brian Ball McIntyre, Crawford's trainer, claimed that the fight is being scheduled during Canelo Alvarez's two favorite fighting seasons, Cinco de Mayo weekend or Mexican Independence Day.
That was at 154 pounds. When you look at that fight, what is in your mind as you think about the concept of him fighting Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds?
With the legs in shape, man, I've moved.
According to Crawford's trainer, plans are already in motion to schedule the fight around the Cinco de Mayo celebration period. Turki Alaki and the involved parties have begun working diligently to ensure the fight materializes, allowing both fighters to secure their substantial purses and deliver the blockbuster matchup that boxing fans are eager to see. Now, Brian McIntyre has guided Terence Crawford to world titles across 4 weight divisions, and he's now aiming to lead him into a historic bout with Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez.
Get them legs in some shape. Make sure the legs are in good shape because you have to side movement.
Is that a fight you would recommend for him?
Crawford defeated Israel Madrimov to claim the 154 lb title and is now targeting a fight against the Mexican icon. While Crawford has achieved significant success in boxing, a victory over Canelo would be his greatest accomplishment. Canelo, the super middleweight world champion, has only suffered defeats twice against Dimitri Bivol and Floyd Mayweather. It's the Bivol fight that McIntyre will closely study if a potential matchup between Crawford and Canelo comes to fruition. That's the fight I would go back and watch, said McIntyre, referring to Canelo versus Bivol during an interview on the Luke Thomas YouTube channel. Spario Oracara.
This is real simple. It's real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say that. Terence gonna get in there and do what he needs to do. Perform.
WBN believes Crawford's name is on a short list for a matchup with the Mexican superstar after months of media coverage of the potential clash. Crawford has shown relentless persistence in pursuing the fight, willing to move up 2 weight classes to prove his dominance. He is fully aware of the physical disadvantage he would face against Canelo, acknowledging that size will play a significant role in the bout. However, he remains confident in his ability to overcome this challenge and impose his boxing style. Some analysts have expressed skepticism about Crawford's effectiveness at super middleweight, citing his most recent fight, a points victory over Israel Madrimov at super welterweight, as lacking the dominant display many anticipated.
And hardcore boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Will was going to be fit. It's real simple. Real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say it.
Despite these concerns, the potential bout between Canelo and Crawford has captured the imagination of boxing fans. The combination of power, speed, technique, and charisma from both fighters sets the stage for what could be an unforgettable spectacle. Canelo Alvarez has established a tradition of fighting twice a year, once in May and again in September. During Mexico's Independence Day weekend, since 2022, he has consistently scheduled his fights in these months, and it is expected that he will do so again. This raises the question of who will be his next opponent. With limited interest in facing David Benavidez, the mandatory World Boxing Council 168 lb challenger, Terence Crawford emerges as a strong option for Saul Alvarez's first fight of the year.
Over with now, or are we still waiting for that second fight to happen? I don't know, man. I don't know. They still got to work things out and see where they go from there. I know before the run up as an opponent, what do you want Crawford to do?
Although the fight appears more media-driven than competitive, with Crawford fighting at 154 pounds, 2 weight categories below the Guadalajara native, both Crawford and his team, including Sheikh Turki Alik, are making efforts to convince Alvarez to accept the bout. Alvarez had previously demanded $150 million for the fight, but given how unconvincing a matchup with Terence Crawford could be in sporting terms, combined with his evasiveness against Benavidez, Saul Alvarez could have other intriguing options for his 2025 return to the ring. One name that has been mentioned as a potential opponent is Christian Yumir, a 29-year-old Frenchman with an undefeated 28-0 record. In his last fight, Yumir defeated Sergey Derevyanchenko in August and could be a strong contender for the World Boxing Council. He's... potential opponent for Canelo Alvarez in September has already been ruled out. William Cilio, the 23-0 International Boxing Federation challenger. The IBF removed the undisputed tag from Canelo for refusing to fight the Cuban challenger and stripped him of his world title. Boxing News has suggested a couple of natural super middleweight fighters. Diego Pacheco, for example, has a record of 22 now with 18 knockouts. Guadalongo The 23-year-old would be a challenger for both the WBC and WBO titles. On January 25th, he is set to fight Steven Nelson in Las Vegas. Another option mentioned by the media is the Cuban Osli Iglesias, who at 27 years old holds a perfect record of 13-0 with 12 knockouts, competing under the International Boxing Organization.
Canelo been making his own catch weight for years. You know, Canelo fought a smaller Mayweather. Canelo fought a smaller Amir Khan.
Yeah, he did at 155.
While waiting for an official date and opponent to be announced, Canelo Alvarez appears to have limited options. A rematch with Jaime Munguia is a possibility, though it seems unlikely following his recent defeat to Bruno Suarez. In the meantime, all information surrounding potential fights seems to be nothing more than rumors. However, Crawford remains the most concrete and realistic option. Despite the lack of official confirmation, the buzz surrounding the potential matchup is undeniable. End quote. Now, just hours after the rumors began circulating, Boxing Insider and ES News founder Elie Seckbach hinted that the fight could be the biggest event Las Vegas has ever seen. While details remain scarce, the anticipation is palpable, with fans eagerly awaiting confirmation. In the meantime, we asked AI, specifically ChatGPT, to predict the potential battle between the two, and here's what it had to say.
It's like, I don't know if Canelo can. That's a big boy, man. I don't care. The skills is, you gotta really have the right skill.
According to ChatGPT, the potential bout between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford is likely expected to take place in late 2025, with September being the most likely date. This timeline aligns with Canelo's tradition of fighting around Mexican Independence Day on September 16th, allowing both fighters ample time to build anticipation and prepare for the event, potentially with a tune-up fight beforehand. So the location, according to ChatGPT, for this monumental clash will likely be Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, given its magnitude. Additionally, the fight is expected to take place at 168 pounds, or super middleweight, where Canelo reigns as the king. Crawford, on the other hand, moving up from light middleweight, will aim to become undisputed in a third weight class. Now, ChatGPT also predicts that the fight will be built as a showdown between two pound-for-pound greats. Crawford's dominance at 147 pounds and Canelo's reign at super middleweight will make this a legacy-defining bout. End of
movement, IQ, sharpness, and like beat David. Unless David just fights the next biggest man in the 75, it's going to be
the AI awarded the first round to Bud Crawford, noting his cautious approach as he analyzed Canelo's timing and rhythm. Canelo applied pressure, landing heavy body shots, but Crawford's speed and footwork kept him competitive in the early exchanges. From rounds 5 to 8, Crawford began to settle, utilizing his counter-punching ability to disrupt Canelo's rhythm. Despite Canelo's relentless body attacks, both fighters landed significant shots in close exchanges. As the fight progressed into rounds 9 to 12, it became increasingly tactical. The model highlighted Crawford's adaptability and precise combinations, allowing him to land cleaner punches, while Canelo's power and pressure kept him a dangerous threat. In the end, the AI surprisingly favored Terence Crawford over Canelo Alvarez, predicting his victory via split decision 1-1-5, 1-1-3, 1-1-5, 1-1-3, 1-1-3, 1-1-3, 1-1-3, 1-1-3, 1-1-3, 1-1-3.
But at 168, that's how you have to be to beat him. Canelo's smaller than me, and I was able to push David around a few rounds, do what I had to do, whatever. But that weight and his length, and he knows how to throw like punches and bunches.
The model highlighted Crawford's technical brilliance and adaptability, allowing him to overcome Canelo's power and pressure in a highly competitive and tactical bout. What's more intriguing is when the AI boldly predicted that Crawford could defend his newly acquired 168 LB belts against rising contenders, or even consider retiring as an undefeated legend. Despite the loss, Canelo would remain one of the greatest super middleweights of all time. So, moving forward, Canelo would likely pursue a rematch with Crawford, with both fighters needing to add another 14 LPs to reach the super middleweight limit. Many observers believe a fight against Alvarez may be a bridge too far for the Nebraska native.
In your view, Terence Crawford beats Canelo.
He cooked Canelo. Woo! Really? He beats him. Yes. Look, if you go back, you watch the fight with.
Recently, Tim Bradley took to his soapbox to urge Canelo Alvarez to give Terence Crawford the fight he has been demanding. Crawford, at 37, is desperate for the bout, but has struggled to secure it as he doesn't want to face the effort required to defeat the best competition at 168 and 175. Bradley emphasizes that Canelo, the unified super middleweight champion, should not avoid the challenge. While some argue that Canelo gains little from the fight, others see it as an opportunity for Crawford to secure a lucrative retirement, allowing him to live comfortably in a massive Beverly Hills estate during his golden years. Janet.
And you can see the same tendencies that Canelo has now, but he's a lot older now. But I just think that Terence has more skills than Lara, and I think he can do more.
Crawford has shown that he has reached the limit of his ability to advance through the divisions, looking noticeably sluggish in his most recent bout on August 3rd against 154-pound champion Israel Madrimov. Terence appeared older throughout the fight, taking repeated right hands from Madrimov all night. After that performance, many wonder why Canelo would want to face Crawford. In a passionate plea on his YouTube channel, Tim Bradley urged Canelo not to avoid the challenge. "Canelo, don't run away from this," Bradley said. "You already ran away from the Benavidez fight. You don't care what people say about you anyway for not taking the fight." Bradley added, "Make the fight with Crawford. It's a fight everyone wants to see, and it will give Crawford the chance to show his greatness." That,
oh, Canelo is a super strong guy. Man, technique. You already know. If you ever wrestled before, the person that got better technique usually win. It don't matter how much the weight they have or what they're carrying around. It's the technique. Crawford knows how to take care of himself on the inside.
Everyone is focused on the weight. Oh, he's going to knock him out. But when was the last time Canelo knocked someone out? People can quit with that narrative. Canelo is the same height as Crawford, standing at 5 feet. He began his career at 147 pounds, making him far from a natural 168-pounder, as Bradley pointed out. Compared to Crawford, Canelo is larger, stronger, and more skilled. At 37, Crawford narrowly defeated Israel Madrimov in his August debut at 154 pounds. And many fans believe the Nebraska native is too small and too old to move up 14 pels to challenge Canelo for his unified championships. Timothy Bradley's perspective has sparked significant backlash from boxing fans and professionals supporting Terence Crawford.
He knows how to smother. He knows how to tie up. He knows how to rough guys up. He knows how to turn guys. He understands weight distribution, man. You know, not only that, the only way that I see Canelo beating Crawford is he got to knock him.
A boxing coach revealed receiving racist abuse and hateful messages after picking Terence Crawford to defeat Canelo Alvarez should the highly anticipated fight between the two be made in 2025. Despite the backlash, Stephen Edwards stood by his prediction. The 34-year-old coach, currently working with Canelo Alvarez as the unified super middleweight champion, remains confident in his fighter's abilities. So, Canelo is renowned for his pressure fighting, intelligent counterpunching, and iron chin, which have earned him 62 victories and championships in 4 divisions with challenges in 5. On the other hand, Terence Crawford, 37, is a 4-weight world champion and currently holds the unified light middleweight title. However,
but Canelo is a great fighter, but my eyes tell me he's slowing down a bit. The Canelo that fought Berlanga, 3 years ago, Canelo knocks Berlanga out, bro.
His switch hitting and tactical intelligence have been highly praised, making him a tactically versatile fighter who has won 41 matches and knocked out 31 opponents. This makes the potential clash between him and Canelo Alvarez an enticing matchup for both boxing experts and casual fans alike, which is why Saudi Arabia is so eager to make the fight happen. But, however, it seems some are taking things too far, as Edwards revealed receiving a flood of abuse for backing the American to win the theoretical contest. "I get more racist and hateful emails than you can imagine," Edwards told media outlets, as reported by BoxingScene.com, just because he picked Crawford to defeat Canelo.
Like, that's a public execution. The fact that he let Berlanga go the distance, he let Munguia go the distance, he let Charlo go the distance. I'm not saying they was fighting back. They didn't want to be stopped, but you know,
there are literal stalkers who try to bait me into posting their emails just to see their names on the internet. These are straight losers who claim they hate me and don't value my opinion, but they read my mailbag every week. It's the strangest obsession. What's funny is all Canelo has to do is take the fight and prove me wrong. His fans should be upset with him, not me. Canelo's fans didn't get upset with me when I picked him to beat Bivol, and I was as wrong as two left shoes. It was one of the worst picks of my life. And while backing their guy to defeat Bivol, there's no shame in losing to Bivol, he proved himself to be a great fighter. However, I didn't receive a single hateful email from any Russians claiming conspiracy theories when I picked Canelo.
To a point where once he put him in their place and he knew he could beat him, he just didn't turn the aftergear on. And Bud's movement, his feet, his conditioning, his physical strength.
Despite the abuse, Edwards refuses to be bullied into backing Canelo Alvarez to defeat Terence Crawford should they meet in the ring at some point in 2025. He delivers a strong message to the trolls in his inboxes, asserting that Canelo possesses great intelligence and exceptional skills. Reportedly, he often sparring with heavyweights in the gym, showcasing that size isn't everything. Edwards emphasizes Canelo's past struggles with fighters like Mayweather, Trout, and Laura fighters with similar body styles and traits to Bud Crawford. He firmly believes Canelo recognizes the challenges Crawford presents, even if others don't see it. Write in all you want, insult me all you want, Edwards declares. I'm picking Terence Bud Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez in a close decision. No one is talking me off my pick.
Then people realize I'm not saying he's stronger than Canelo, but he's strong enough. It's not a weightlifting contest.
If Canelo and Crawford were to fight either on Saturday, May 3rd or May 10th, two key weekend dates closest to Cinco de Mayo, a major part of boxing's calendar, are available. However, Canelo might be waiting to see the outcome of the February 22nd fight between light heavyweight rivals Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. Beterbiev defeated Bivol in their first fight last year. For the latest updates on news, aha moments, events, and action in the world of boxing, stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel and enabling notifications to be the first to know when we drop new content like this. Until next time, peace out.